So here's more of the nuts and bolts of the presentation. So controlling your controllables. I had the opportunity to work with Melissa Gerharder at the United Dairy Industry of Michigan here, the Dairy Council, and Lindsay Tarpley's a phenomenal soccer player, and she does a lot with young women, and they talked a lot about controlling your controllables, and I'm like, I love that. That is fantastic, and that really stuck with me. So I've kind of really focused on that myself, and how I've really built my practice is, really teaching people, first and foremost, meeting them where they are and honoring that and saying, okay, what can we do with what we have, and what can we control in this situation? So again, the blog I'm writing too really goes into detail of this as well, and that will be available in the next few days. But first and foremost, one of the things we can control is our schedules right now. So first and foremost, I have to say to students, some kids I work with are not meeting regularly with their class times, so they truly have their schedules are free for all. They just have training at the same time each day. So it's different for every individual. So that's why I say controlling what you can and starting each day with intent. So positive intent. What do I have to do today? What do I need to do today? What do I need to accomplish? What are those objectives? And this speaks to the parents too, or coaches that are on this for that matter. Right now, we are facing unprecedented times. And it's really, really important to either the night before or the morning of that day, think about 1 to 3 things that I absolutely have to accomplish today. And I know that seems really silly and redundant for some people because we've been doing the same thing every day, but that's the whole point, is that we're getting into this rut, and many of us are saying, well, it doesn't matter, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's okay if I just continue to put this off, and procrastination sets in, and then it creates more stress and anxiety because we're not accomplishing things. Also, we're humans that, we thrive on accomplishments and checking off things on a list, right? Most athletes do, most parents do, coaches, we're all very motivated intrinsically. So we have to have things and we have to have expectations. So it's really important to be mindful of that. So writing those 1 to 3 things down each day and starting with intent of, I'm so grateful I get to do these things. What are the things I get to do? Why do I need to do them? Really knowing your why, really thinking about that and internalizing that, and taking a shower, getting dressed as if you were going into the office for the parents out there. Same thing with the kids, getting showered, getting dressed, brushing your teeth as if you're going to class. Because again, if we are dressed for success, we feel that we're likely to be more motivated. I know myself, I've had my fair share of days in my Nike workout gear and I'm just getting things done, but I find that I don't feel as great about what I'm doing because I haven't, showered, I haven't done my normal routine as what we were, previously doing. Granted, my office is in my home, but I'm also an instructor, so going to a class. So that schedule is really important for us as humans and as athletes. So just making sure that we stick to that. So just key there. So establishing a schedule too for waking up and, going to sleep at the same time, waking up at the same time, eating at the same time, hydrating. That's really important right now too, is setting up a meal schedule in which you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some of those snacks around the same time. If not, at least one meal, dinner is always at 7 o'clock or it's always at 6 o'clock. Having that is really, really key. You have to have some sort of structure right now throughout the chaos because it's uncertainty, right? And it's a pandemic and it's absolutely challenging right now. So a part of having that sanity and reducing that anxiety and feeling productive is establishing a very good schedule in which you have expectations and you have objectives. And then a caveat of that for the young athletes is a few experiences that I've worked with recently is some of my athletes are sleeping until 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and this is creating some challenges, right? So if you're missing, several hours of the day that you used to have in which you were consuming fluids, you're eating breakfast, you're getting in protein, carbohydrates before that first training session, now you're not doing that. Now you're waking up late, you're not hydrated. In fact, you're really dehydrated. And then you're also not getting in, right, sufficient nutrients before that training session, or even just to start your day, right, for eating for general health. So that's why getting up earlier is important, having that schedule. So again, I don't want anyone to miss out on these opportunities to fuel their bodies. And another part of it too is that, again, think about this will end at some point. So this uncertainty shouldn't, it shouldn't detrain you. It shouldn't reduce your current state, right? We really want to focus on maintaining the great things that we have going for us, and that's academics as well, staying focused with your studies, not allowing these things to get away from us while we can, because we control our controllables. Nutrition, hydration, snack time, sleep, all those things are controllables. We just have to make a conscious effort. So staying active too, what you can in the yard, of course, practicing safe social distancing, again, reading, games, books, all those things, your favorite TV show, those all should be established at some sort of, consistent time, because you used to have a schedule. Most of the athletes that I work with, and, maybe the listeners here too, you guys have a really rigid schedule. Maybe you used to train for 30 hours a week or greater, and now you're not. So now it's kind of this disarray of trying to figure out what day of the week it is, what you're doing. So that's really the emphasis is, what can I control today? I can control the way I spend my time, and I'm going to make sure that I do that at a high level. Again, right, we're not being insensitive to the situation of what's going on, but we have to be optimistic, and we have something to look forward to. And eventually we will get back to work, we will get back to our games, we will get back to play. But right now it's just really getting involved with your cohort, call your coach, keep in touch with people, set up calls virtually. That's really important. So we need to stay involved. Another thing here too is just establishing, again, with the meal patterns. I do not want anyone cutting out meals or significantly reducing their intake because they're concerned about their training or just all these parameters that they used to have in place. Some athletes, in fact, a lot of athletes actually are competing more in their home. They're doing more training. They're doing more physical activity. They're doing more walking. So they may need to ramp up their carbohydrates and their proteins.